I now give the floor to Mr. Chris Sassi.
Madame la Présidente.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Honourable audience, many people think that the era of colonialism is over. It's not. There's still a colonial question. Morocco is occupying a large part of its neighbour, Western Sahara, and presenting an obstacle to the decolonization process. The Sahrawi people is at the heart of the oldest post-colonial conflict on the African continent. They only want peace and to live in harmony in a state alongside its neighbours in an independent state. Madrid in 1975 resolved to leave the territory of its former colony without completing the decolonization process as stipulated by the UN. Morocco had stayed in its colonial blindness. It does not want to talk about the right to self-determination, and even less so independence. Its only desire is its strategy to create tension in the region. The challenge of renewing the UN mission for a referendum in Western Sahara is to encourage the two parties to respect the ceasefire concluded in 1991 under the auspices of the UN, and to to achieve the mandate established by the Security Council, namely to organise a self-determination referendum for the Sahrawi people. The Polisario Front, supported by its people, proclaimed the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic in 1976 and is just asking for its legitimacy, nothing more, nothing less. They've been subject to violence. They've seen themselves marginalised in their own territory by a increasingly aggressive settlement policy. Because of this military escalation orchestrated by Morocco is further destabilising every day the future of North Africa, the Sahel, and indeed the security in the Mediterranean basin as a whole. The Sahrawi people, the women and young people who live in the camps, are frustrated. They no longer believe in negotiations. There's a lack of professional and social prospects, and this has worsened their disappointment. And after more than 45 years of expectation, it has exacerbated their frustrations. There's been no response to their patience, and for them they have the image of a future without hope. So for them, armed conflict seems to be the only option to break this chain of their jailers, their Moroccan jailers, or their jailers rather, says the interpreter. The Security Council of the United Nations has done nothing regarding the military situation in Western Sahara and is not alleviating the misery of the Sahrawi people. The Security Council has abstained from commenting on the increase in violence. Today, more than 200,000 Sahrawi people are living in the refugee camps, in exile, in isolation, in deprivation. Each day, they are further forgotten by the international community. The occupier, without discrimination, used torture, arbitrary arrest against human rights workers. Morocco has opposed international delegations coming who want to see the situation in Western Sahara, and the numerous advantages accorded by Rabat to the Moroccans who are going to Western Sahara attracts populations from the north of Morocco. The democratic balance is at stake. The Sahrawis will very soon be a minority in their own country. They will be depossessed. On the 29th of September 2021, the EU Court of Justice cancelled 2 agreements between the EU and Morocco for their inclusion of Western Sahara, that territory, without the consent of the people of Western Sahara. The time is not limited. The drums of war are echoing, given the despair of the young people in these camps in the occupied territories. They do not bring any hope. So I'm imploring you now to bring an end to this human tragedy that is hurting the Sahrawi people. Thank you.
Muchas gracias por su Thank you very much for your statement. I now give the floor